Thymophila, also known as Dahlberg Daisy. This is what Dahlberg Daisy seeds look like. I sow Dahlberg Daisy seeds by broadcasting them evenly across the soil surface. Please keep soil moist until seeds germinate. In colder climate, you could start Dahlberg Daisy indoors a couple of months before the last predicted frost. For me, optimal temperature for Dahlberg Daisy germination 20 to 24 degrees Celsius, 64 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Dahlberg Daisy seed start to germinate. This is what Dahlberg Daisy cotyledon look like. For me, Dahlberg Daisy seed usually germinate between day 4 to day 8. For me, Dahlberg Daisy success germination rate depend on seed's quality, seed age, moisture, and temperature. When you try to propagate Dahlberg Daisy using seeds, it is common to have some seeds fail to germinate. Dahlberg Daisy, true leaf start to emerge. For me, on average, Dahlberg Daisy seed viability are about 1 year. Seed viability is greatly affected by its quality at the time of collection, its treatment between collection, storage, and the conditions in which it is stored. For me, optimal temperature range for growing Dahlberg Daisy is about 24 to 33 degrees Celsius. Soil I use for growing Dahlberg Daisy contain cocoa peat, red burn soil, micro, fine sand, old humus, and charcoal. Dahlberg Daisy prefer to grow in sandy soils. You can use whatever growing media available to your convenience. As long as you use well-drained soil to grow Dahlberg Daisy, you will be fine. For me, soil pH for growing Dahlberg Daisy 6.8 to 7.5 pH. My soil pH when I try to grow Dahlberg Daisy are about 7 pH. Dahlberg Daisy can be grown in mildly alkaline soils. Dahlberg Daisy suitable for xeriscapes and rockeries landscaping. Growing Dahlberg Daisy in overly rich soil, nutrient-dense soil, will resulting in poor flower blooms. Once they are established, Dahlberg Daisy can handle drought very well. Dahlberg Daisy need at least 8 hours of sun to thrive. Dahlberg Daisy prefer to grow in full sun conditions. If you growing Dahlberg Daisy in partial shade location, your plant will not flower profusely, compared to full sun growing Dahlberg Daisy. Growing Dahlberg Daisy in shade also cause the plants to grow lanky. I grow my Dahlberg Daisy at full sun location. Container size I use to grow Dahlberg Daisy, height 22 centimeters, width 29 centimeters. You also can grow Dahlberg Daisy in bigger container than mine. It seems saprophytic fungus start to form due to overwatering. The bigger the container, the bigger root system will develop and will resulting bigger plant. Dahlberg Daisy can grow from 15 centimeters to 30 centimeters, 6 to 12 inches in height. Dahlberg Daisy can grow to 30 centimeters, 12 inches in maximum plant spread. When growing Dahlberg Daisy, please make sure your container have good drainage. Waterlogged container will promote root rot. For me, the advantage for growing in container is gives me more control over sunlight, moisture, and temperature. If grow Dahlberg Daisy in the garden, space plants around 30 centimeters, 12 inches apart. On average, my water usage for this growing season are about 300 milliliters. In my climate, I water my Dahlberg Daisy only when the soil a little bit dry. Time I water my Dahlberg Daisy is between 7 to 8 in the morning. If raining, I do not water my Dahlberg Daisy. Water usage depends on container size, container type, weather, and climate you live in. Your water usage may be different than me. Dahlberg Daisy do not require as much water for growing. For me, it is easier to overwatering than underwater. Overwatering will promote root rot. Dahlberg Daisy prefer to grow in Mediterranean, desert, and arid climates. They can be grown as short-lived perennials in tropical climates. Dahlberg Daisy dislike to grow in high rainfall and humid conditions. Dahlberg Daisy are considered annuals in the cool climates. Growing Dahlberg Daisy USDA hardiness zones 9B to 11. Dahlberg Daisy are from Asteraceae family. Dahlberg Daisy native to Texas and northern Mexico. Dahlberg Daisy is reported as present in Asia, Africa, North America, the Caribbean, Europe, and Oceania. Dahlberg Daisy flower are inflorescence small, daisy-like, and held on long stems. Dahlberg Daisy flower heads are composed disc and ray yellow flowers. Dahlberg Daisy leaves are in finely divided leaves formation. Dahlberg Daisy emit lemony scent when crushed. Handling Dahlberg Daisy plant may cause allergic reactions and skin irritation to some people. Dahlberg Daisy is propagated by seeds. For some people, Dahlberg Daisy pollen may cause allergic reaction. Dahlberg Daisy has spines or sharp edges. Please take precaution. All parts of Dahlberg Daisy plant are poisonous if ingested. If you suspect your pet may have ingested potentially toxic substance, contact your local animal poison control. For human, please contact your local national or local poison center. My minimum temperature when growing Dahlberg Daisy is 24 degrees Celsius. My maximum temperature when growing Dahlberg Daisy is 33 degrees Celsius. My average humidity are about 88%. I grow my Dahlberg Daisy in tropical climate. Dahlberg Daisy usually grown as ground cover in the garden. Dahlberg Daisy also can be used as low edgings for borders. Dahlberg Daisy are suitable to grow in the container. Dahlberg Daisy also suitable for hanging baskets. Growing Dahlberg Daisy can attract butterflies to your garden. Some part of the world consider Dahlberg Daisy as invasive species. Please check with your local council before planting them. Dahlberg Daisy listed as an environmental weed in Queensland, Australia. Since Dahlberg Daisy self-sows freely, deadhead if you do not want volunteer seedlings for next season. Day 79. Emergence of the Dahlberg Daisy flower bud. Deadhead also encourage more blooms, and by deadheading we can maintain attractive plant's appearance. When growing my Dahlberg Daisy, I don't use any fertilizer. If you see your plant struggle and want to use fertilizer, please don't overfeed the plant. Overfeed your Dahlberg Daisy while resulting in poor flower blooms. Sign of over-fertilizer usage are defoliation, very slow or no growth, yellowing and wilting of lower leaf and browning leaf tips. Please read and follow the instructions carefully before starting using any fertilizers. Soil temperature taken at 2 in the evening. Dahlberg Daisy flower are yellow in color. The first Dahlberg Daisy blooms. If your container have some weeds when you try to grow Dahlberg Daisy, you need to do some weed control. Weed control is done to limit weed infestations and minimize competition between Dahlberg Daisy and noxious weeds. Weeds compete with Dahlberg Daisy for water, nutrients, space, and light. My favorite method for controlling weeds is pulling out the weeds by hands. By doing this early in the growing season, it will reduce the time required for hand weeding later in the season. Weed control is also important due to some weeds also harbor insects and diseases, which may then spread to nearby plant. When you're doing weed control, your Dahlberg Daisy will thank you by producing more flowers. Since Dahlberg Daisy plant are poisonous if ingested, keep it out of the reach of your pets. Since Dahlberg Daisy plant are poisonous if ingested, keep it out of the reach of young children. Dahlberg Daisy susceptible to leaf spots caused by bacteria in oversaturated gardens. For me, the only thing I need to watch when growing Dahlberg Daisy are watering. Since Dahlberg Daisy plant doesn't like wet soil. Dahlberg Daisy have no serious pests or plant diseases. When I grow Dahlberg Daisy, I did not encounter any pest. When I grow Dahlberg Daisy, I did not encounter any plant diseases. When I grow Dahlberg Daisy, I did not use any herbicide or pesticide. Thank you for watching.